always laugh when you do that.
Doing it again. It's okay. They'll never know our real process. Hi, viewers.
Hello, viewers. Hey, Ryan.
What's up, Ben? How you doing?
I'm doing okay today.
I mean, actually, me too. I'm doing pretty good. I had took my little sisters to school. I woke up, talked to my mom. It's a good day. I did have a fun thing happen to me on my way here. I wanted to tell you about.
Oh, tell me.
So on my way here, I go down a one-way street. A pretty specific one in our town. Like, you would know it if I told you the name. But I won't because it's not really important.
We're so afraid of doxing ourselves, even though our only listeners are people who know us.
It's not really doxing. I just don't think people would care if I told them the name of the street. All they gotta know is it's a 3-lane road down one way.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, my God.
And then today on my way here, I saw a guy go the wrong way.
Oh.
And I thought, I've seen people go down the wrong way, and they go right to a business or something right here. It's literally it's either they go and break the law for 2 seconds and get to their area, or they take a 10-minute commute to get around or whatever.
I'm definitely guilty of it's right there. I'm not going to go around the whole block when I could just quickly turn into the parking lot.
Exactly. I'm fine with that. I get that. But he didn't do that. He just kept going.
He just kept going.
I thought he was going to go to the church right there. Then he just kept. And I see him turning, and I'm like, no, don't do it. And then he just kept. And I watched him, I don't know if he ever realized, because I watched him drive toward a car, same lane, and not do anything.
Jeez.
I think the other car was he wasn't going at speed or anything. He wasn't gonna hit them, obviously. But I think the other car was like, what the fuck?
One of the most profound experiences I ever had while driving was in the middle of one of our city's famous winters.
Yep.
And, it's a blizzard out. I'm on one of the busiest roads in our city. And I'm realizing that there is no law to the road at all.
Nope.
The lines on the street that normally dictate where you are allowed to drive are completely invisible. They're just covered in snow and ice. So everyone's just guessing where to drive. And you're like, wait a minute. This entire system is a social construct. It can break down at any second.
Yeah, and it breaks down every winter.
Every winter.
Because, especially, there's a couple of streets in our town where they are 2-lane roads on either side, and they become 1-lane roads.
Oh, my God, yeah.
During winter. And they lose the turning lane miraculously.
I also live on the bad side of town where, we don't get the snow plows until, midday, so nobody gets to work in the morning.
The idea
we're just buried.
Of living in your side of town when it's winter is hell to me. I would hate that. I would just start walking.
Dude, last year I parked my car at a Dollar General parking lot and just left it there for, a week. Because they were at least fucking plowing their parking lot. I couldn't fucking, reliably park on my street. Without having to unbury my car every day.
Plus, you're living on a side street, so it's a 2-way street somehow.
Yeah, somehow. It's so narrow. It should not be 2-way, but,
And nobody is going to be, listening to actual parking authorities and parking on the right side of the street, so the plows are going to, do something or not even come because there's cars in the way.
Yep.
And they don't have the room. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Anyway, enough about parking. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about.
Oh, that wasn't our starting topic? Was our horrible weather and driving experiences?
No, we could make a whole podcast dedicated to our random town here in this Cam Erie building.
Oh, there you go. You doxed us.
I've done it.
You doxed us.
They're going to come now. Eric's going to come by and just shake his fist.
So our starting topic this week. Well, last week we did our movie roundup.
Sure did.
And it ended up taking the whole episode, even though you wanted to talk more about Steam Wishlist games.
I think that I really should have looked at the list and thought about it and been like, this is going to take the entire episode. And
especially
just shelved it.
Especially because we didn't actually finish it. Right after we were done, we just started, sending each other texts. Well, you especially. Okay, this is a movie we forgot to talk about. We didn't talk about The Fly. We didn't talk about, I'm assuming you're opening the text right now.
Did you, I think we only missed a couple that I remembered out of the thing.
Reanimator.
Raising Arizona was the crazy one for
Raising
me.
Arizona, yeah. Let's just talk about Raising Arizona right now.
We can't. We got to do this in order.
I love you, Nicolas Cage.
I also am going to talk about the thing that I didn't talk about. I'm going to go over the games.
Okay.
Our starting topic, in fact, is the games you should wish list. You. that's what we're gonna be going for right now. And then we'll probably try and talk about some of these. Did you watch the episode?
The last episode?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay. I was hoping you might have, and then you could have like told me which one that I said in the episode that we missed. That I'm pretty sure I said in the episode. Like,
Oh, it doesn't matter. We don't need to go through any more movies.
well, I kind of want to like make a list of all of the movies we've done now, and go and just have it like in Excel or something like that.
That is a good point. I should probably like start adding all those to like a letterbox profile or something like that.
Yeah, actually, we can share them, or Donald, we can probably use Google.
Okay.
Google Docs. Either way, our starting topic is going to be the Steam games I didn't get the chance to tell you about previously. Games you should wish list. Are you excited, Ben?
Yeah, I'm riveted. I haven't bought a game on Steam for a long time now, but
I forgot that this was even here. We have like a whole thing going on. Oh, the mouse is being really low. All right, cool. Also, we have a game.
oh yeah. I brought a board game. We used to talk about board games on occasion, but it's been a while. So now it's my turn to start dipping into my collection.
If you can see it, I'll try to zoom in a little bit. It's a little bit difficult to see from your perspective on the little screen here.
This
area.
Now, I don't look at this list very often because I'm usually not that interested in what other people are excited about.
I've actually never looked at it.
So is this the most wish-listed games on Steam right now?
It would appear so, from what I can tell. Well, I don't think we're only going to mention, I think, a couple of these, because I don't think any of them are the ones... No, two of them are at least are ones on my list as well.
A lot of them I don't recognize at all. I'm very surprised that they're so wish-listed.
This is porn. This one is pornography.
That's probably why it is the thumbnail is covered up.
But it's on the top wish list of all time.
Okay, hold on. Go up to the top of the list.
I'm trying.
It's sorted by Oh, I didn't realize the computer was lagging again.
Yeah, it do that now.
Thanks, Cam.
They're trying. I'm not going to be a dick about it.
I mean, this is way better than our old setup when we did it on our own computers.
Yeah.
By our own computers, I mean your computer, because you did everything back then just like you do now.
I like to do stuff. I'm doing stuff later. Oh, there we go. I was waiting for it to work again. Unrecorded. That one's going to be cool, I think. So, this is the episode, I guess, for this one.
Well, just move on to your game, man.
So the games that I have added to my wish list, that's what we're going to start off with. These are the ones that I played during the Steam Next Fest, which was now a couple weeks ago. These are the ones I specifically added to my wish list because I am personally very excited for them, and I want you to add them too and get them on this list. That isn't why this is here, but fuck it. Tears of Metal. I have not told you about Tears of Metal. I think that you will be kind of interested in Tears of Metal because of part of it, but I'm not enough to purchase.
Okay.
Tears of Metal. It's a roguelike Dynasty Warriors style game. Big fights, multiple characters, and a really cool aesthetic. Most importantly is the setting.
Okay.
It's set in Scotland.
Okay.
And you play as Scottish warriors fighting the British.
So like the William Wallace style era?
Mm-hmm. So you can like the aesthetic is very Bravehearty.
Oh, okay.
And the combat's like really fun and sophisticated enough to where you can kind of get into it. You can control your army a bit here and there, get into areas. And it's just really big, cool fights. You feel like a really dope warrior. Kind of like how they wanted Fantasy Craft to work, if you recall that RPG.
The tabletop RPG?
Yeah, because the way that was supposed to work is supposed to be very cinematic, and you'd be like taking down tons of little enemies, and then you fight the big bad.
Oh man, if we ever talk about Fantasy Craft, we have to do it while Alex is on.
I guess. I don't know.
Fantasy Craft is a very, very interesting RPG product. I don't know where to even begin talking about that one.
I just remember in my head when Alex was explaining to me how the combat worked. I remember the image of him doing that in my head, and that just stuck with me forever. But if you're into Dynasty Warriors for some ungodly reason, I would definitely suggest...
Okay, Dynasty Warriors is a really popular franchise.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Okay, so the only Dynasty Warrior games I've played were the Hyrule Warrior games because they're Zelda things.
Yes.
And, like, apparently those are actually pretty good ones, which to me does not reflect very well on the entire series as a whole, but, I mean, they are an evolution of beat-em-ups. Like, we talked a lot about Absalom a few episodes ago, and it's like, Dynasty Warrior-style games, it's like a beat-em-up, where it's a little bit easier, and the whole gimmick is that you were fighting, like, armies of dudes at once and just sending them flying all over the place, like the beginning scene of Lord of the Rings when, Sauron is just hitting people with the mace, and you see, like, 100 dudes flying into the air.
That's what you want.
That's who you're playing as, you know?
I mean, like, I like him. I like the Dynasty. I liked Hyrule Warriors, but like, it's the kind of fun where I don't think at all while I'm playing. I don't consider any action. I just do stuff. I'm not like. There's no between here and here. There's nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm doing anything, it's what I play while I'm watching like a podcast or something like that, and it's perfect for that. And Tears of Metal is the one I'm excited for most recently because now it's not only just Dynasty Warriors, but they've added a bunch of cool characters. You only got to play one in the demo, and it was the very classic Braveheart type guy with the big claymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've added roguelike elements, so
that sounds kind of exciting. Like, the roguelike elements work so well in Absalom, a different style of beat 'em up. I can't imagine them being bad. Because my problem with Dynasty Warrior games is that they're super grindy.
Yeah.
You can get thousands of hours out of any single one of those titles and not actually complete it 100%.
Yeah, because like a lot of you have to like get to a point where you can summon the big bad. So you have to defeat like a whole bunch of enemies, and you go running around the map to get specific fights going.
Oh, you're just talking about single battles at a time. I'm talking about like overall.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about like a single battle, and the single battle is like enough. Like you have to do all this shit just to get to a point where the dude comes out, and then you might beat him, you might not.
But then you combine that with the fact that they expect you to replay that battle like hundreds of times in the end game.
Yeah, my head is itchy today. All right, Dice a Million. This is the one that you will be getting. So Dice a Million is a roguelike Balatro-style dice game. You roll dice, bigger number equals better. Even in the demo, there was a lot of ways to break the game. Super fun, highly recommend.
Interesting.
Dude, it's so cool. Like, you have different hands. The way because you have a hand. It's not on here, but if the computer wasn't slow, I would look it up, but I don't want to risk things. But you have a hand, and in the hand is dice.
Okay.
Now, there are different versions of dice. Like, there are bottle caps, for example. Bottle caps are 1 or 2.
Okay. Clever. So it's a D2.
Yes, it's a
or
D2.
Or a coin flip, but it's a bottle cap, so it's more thematic.
And they'll also have, like, 1 through 3, 4s, all this stuff. And you have different modifiers you can add. You can add new dice that, like, give, like, changes in multiplies. You can add multipliers to every die or every number that you could potentially get, including above 6 and below 6. You have a whole bunch of stuff that you can do, and you can add rings to your hand. That's how you get like permanent upgrades, and the rings will be like every time you roll the same kind of die, they are all going to be the same face.
Ooh,
and it's really dope. I played this one a lot on the demo. It's also one of those things where I want to kind of talk about this. Roguelikes are cheating when it comes to demos. Every roguelike cheats.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They make for good game demos because
you can literally just not put content in and then put it in when you like release. And then you can make like the Balatro demo, which is what got me hooked on Balatro originally.
It's another reason why they seem like well suited for early access style games. Like if you remember, Hades was originally an early access game.
Yeah, and Hades too.
It got a lot of hype during that period, and when it finally released and it came out with like all these super high scores, there was a lot of people that are like, "Oh, this game has basically been out for like 3 years now."
Yep.
And it's been fantastic the whole time. Of course, it was going to get all this attention.
And then, like, Binding of Isaac, which did not come out in early access, but also is in early access, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I just recently looked into how much money it costs to get, I think it's Repentance, the newest Binding of Isaac DLC. It's $50.
Okay.
Which is ridiculous.
$50 for a DLC for Binding of Isaac?
Yes. And you also have to get Afterbirth Plus, and if you don't have both of them, the game won't run.
That's... Wow, I would never have expected that for a game like Binding of Isaac. It's an indie game. It's an indie darling.
Yeah, I guess. I always thought that it was really dumb and weird.
I mean, the audience for Binding of Isaac are, they know what they want. They have what they want. Yeah. I was never a big fan of the game personally, but like I always understood the appeal and respected it for that.
Yeah. It's cool. I've gotten a few runs of that game where I'm like, oh, this is really dope, but then a lot of time it's just like, oh. Well, whatever.
When it comes to like pricing like that, it usually makes sense when you have followed it the entire time. It's like, okay, because there was an original version of that game, and then basically a full-on remake of it. Isn't that what Afterbirth Plus is?
No, Afterbirth, then Afterbirth Plus.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's been like remade, and then had updates that basically remade it, and then DLC added to it that basically remade it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah, I get the pricing in that aspect. It just kind of sucks when you want to go start the series for the first time, and it's like, oh, apparently you need to buy all this stuff just to play the game.
The next one is actually on this list, Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era, which you probably already have, audience. So, Ben, you didn't play Heroes of Might and Magic when you were a kid.
Nah, not a series I'm familiar with at all, honestly.
Okay, so I'm going to read this and you're not going to make sense of it, but I'll try to explain.
Okay.
It's a classic Heroes of Might and Magic formula brought back from the dead and given new life. If you played Heroes of Might and Magic 3, then you will probably enjoy this refreshed version. So, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 came out in, I want to say, 1997, actually, when I was born.
Wow.
I played it years later with my buddy Aiden, who got an addiction to it from his dad from back in the day, and then he was like, let's play this together. And he and I just played the crap out of it, and we loved it. The idea is that you have like a hero and a castle, and the castle will be of a specific theme. So in this one, they have they have skeletons, they have regular humans, which are like knights and griffins and shit.
These are different factions you can play as? Okay.
Yep. They have dungeons, which are kind of cool. They have like troglodytes and medusas and stuff.
Like that's a faction itself.
Yes.
That sounds awesome.
One of them I think is the one that you'll like the most is the Abyssal Watchers or something like that, but they're like eldritch gods effectively.
I don't know. I kind of like that because the monster one you described was like the Medusas or whatever. That kind of reminds me of the Goblin faction from Lord of the Rings, right? Battle for Middle Earth. I always love like a mixed matched faction of just weird little monsters and stuff, man.
I was hoping they would have like a rundown of each of the factions. They just have like their icons. But yeah, each one has different cool stuff. There's also Inferno, which is usually hell, but I don't think that was in the demo. If I recall correctly.
I'm not familiar with it. We talked a tiny bit before we started recording. It looks like an RTS from the surface, but you said it's turn-based?
Yes, so it's it's turn-based. One of the things you point out in that little preamble was it's like what's the game that you just said? Mountain Blade.
Mountain Blade, yeah.
It's similar in a lot of ways to Mountain Blade. You create like a giant army of people and you have them in your stacks on your one hero, and then that one hero runs around and goes to different points of interest on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Major difference is that there isn't like stuff happening on the map besides other players or NPCs in other areas, but nothing on the map actually moves. Only you and NPCs.
Okay.
So you can run to these points of interest, and they will have like usually fights that you have to do, or they might have like resources that you can collect. And you collect resources, you build up your castle, and building up your castle gives you access to more different spells and creatures you can command.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also go on the map, and there's places where you can get new other creatures, and you can even like get to a point where if you're really good at diplomacy, which is one of the skills that you can get, you can recruit fallen enemies and stuff like that. It's really dope. For a while after Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the series took like a really weird turn that nobody really liked.
Yeah, because it is I feel like I've seen lots of Heroes of Might and Magic titles throughout the ages that I never paid any attention to. Yeah. So when you said that game, Might and Magic 3, came out in 97, I was like, wait, it's that old?
I think it was 97. I know it was old as heck.
I mean, even if it were I don't know, early 2000s, that still feels way older than I was expecting.
I'm almost certain it was 99, if anything. Yeah, it was 99. So 99. I was 3.
Still.
Yeah, it came out forever ago, and every one I've played since, I only played the one that I've played after 3. I think was 5, and 5 was not great. I don't know how to describe the problem with it, but it just wasn't as fun. This one though, I played the demo of, and it's really, really similar to the old style of Might and Magic. Which, if you were watching and you're listening and you wanted to try that out again, play the demo. It's out right now.
It's a back to their roots style sequel.
I assume that's why they call it Olden Era.
I love that title, Olden Era.
Yeah. No, it's a good. Highly recommend checking that game out. It's really cool. Restore Your Island. This is great. Super simple cleaning game where you take a random small island somewhere that's covered in garbage and gunk and clear it out with a sand sifter. You wander around, pick up all sorts of garbage, sell it to get better tools, pick up the garbage, rinse, repeat, plus you have a dog. I recommend checking it out.
Cleaning as a genre is fascinating.
Well, it's just satisfying.
It is satisfying, but what I want, you know how much I love genre history and going through it like a family tree or a DNA line, and I just want to know, what was the first cleaning game? Where did this start off?
Well, it's depending on what you mean by cleaning game, because the first one is almost certainly one of the ones where you mow your lawn.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about there. I don't think I've ever seen a lawn mowing game yet.
You just mow your lawn.
I got that.
I think that there's old versions of that, but if you're talking about like games where the idea is to do your job, the first one I think might have been on the not the SNES. What's the Atari?
Okay.
No, what was the thing before that? The Commodore 64.
Okay. Regale me.
I don't remember the name of it because I'm.
Well, do you remember what the job is that you do?
Yeah, you work in a Lucasfilms or LucasArts factory making Star Wars action figurines.
Wait, what? I don't know this game at all.
Yeah, it's super old. The only reason I know anything about it all is because I watched Let's Drown Out with Yahtzee Croshaw, and he played it this one time.
Oh, okay.
If I can see if I can find the video. I cannot remember. I could not tell you what the fuck the name of the game is off rip. I just remember that the general gameplay was that there was this giant machine, and you'd kind of jump around it, and you had to do different things and set different paints and everything in order to make it work.
How do you feel about simulation-style games versus, how else would I describe the alternative?
Like a regular traditional style game?
Well, yeah, like an action-adventure game where you're playing, like God of War or something like that. You're playing as a character, and his actions are navigated onto the buttons in ways that,
Let's make it a little bit more easy. A simulation style game is a game that is not intended to have a dramatic arcs.
Okay.
It'll have them as a story will go on, but it won't have any sort of gameplay-esque dramatic drama.
Mm-hmm.
You won't experience a character dying. That's never gonna happen in a fucking simulation game. You're just gonna play Trucking Simulator.
Well, I feel like your theme park going bankrupt is basically the same thing as you getting a game over and dying,
I'm not saying no fail state. I'm just saying that the drama will be self-inflicted, if anything. There won't be anything manufactured or created within the context of the video game. And there's no fantastical elements, generally speaking. I love them, gish. I think that the problem with a lot of them is that they are too legitimate. Easiest example would be Trucking Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
You're just playing. You're just hauling truck. It's all you're doing. It's not complicated.
To me, the only ones I'm really interested in are the ones that kind of intersect with pure simulation with the fantasy game that you're playing. A great example. Which one?
Moonlighter.
I do not know that one.
What's your example?
My example is going to be Star Wars TIE Fighter.
Okay.
Because that is a pretty serious flight simulator style game. You're meant to play it with a joystick and your whole keyboard to simulate all the complicated controls of a TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
But it's still a fantasy story narrative with branching paths and all that stuff. It's still very much a game.
Yeah, so you're thinking of the ones where it's not trying to strictly be a simulator. It's not. It probably won't have simulator in the name.
No.
Most likely.
No.
Depending on if they're trying to do it ironically, like Tavern Simulator, for example.
Yeah.
Moonlighter is a game where the daytime of the game is you running a shop and you have items that you sell, and the nighttime is you going into a dungeon.
I know that one. That does sound awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if they're as cool. That one is as cool as it sounds, to be totally honest with you, but it's dope. It's exactly what he wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what interests me is if they're going to do something a little bit interesting. Easy example. I've talked about Trucking Simulator. I'm not interested in Trucking Simulator. You know what I am interested in? Space Trucking Simulator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because it's the same thing, but you now have to deal with 3 dimensions.
Well, there is... Okay, space trucking simulating is a very old genre, believe it or not. And
it is.
Usually they're European, UK games. There is this one on the NES which is massive. They're how on earth did they make a game that big for it? And it's well, it barely runs, so that's how. We're getting a little distracted. How about we move back onto your list of...
The game that I was thinking of was called Night Shift. It's on the Commodore 64.
Night Shift?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta check that out.
We talked about Restore Your Island. Love that. I loved the demo. It was really fun. It was exactly the kind of turn your brain off, just clean. Let's talk about the next one, which is on here again, Quarantine Zone.
Really?
Yeah. So, you've played Papers, Please.
Yes, a little bit.
This is Papers, Please, But instead of doing paperwork, you're checking for zombie bites.
Oh my god, that's devastating.
An iteration on the iteration. A game based on the Contraband Police, which is based on Papers, Please. It's a bureaucracy sim where people living through the zombie apocalypse come to you for safe passage to regular civilization. You must scan them for signs of infection, and make a mistake, it could doom your whole camp. Fun take on the style of game of the genre. Has a lot of different bits and bobs to worry about, much like the Contraband Police. Have you ever played Contraband Police?
No.
Okay. Contraband Police is literally basically just this, but instead of like people, generally it's cars, and they'll come and you'll be like, I'm gonna make sure that you don't have any like markings on your car or anything like that, or your cargo is okay. It's fun. Yeah, this is a really good time when I played it. You would go through and check every single person and make sure they don't have bites or other kinds of symptoms of zombie virus, and then you'd have to like quarantine them or throw them into your camp, and then you also manage your camp, and occasionally zombies would come attack and you have to kill them.
It is interesting that they are going for full-on realistic 3D graphics. Because bureaucracy games, as I guess we'll call them, typically you don't need high fidelity in order to get the gameplay across, and like as indie titles, that's usually way more expensive to do what they're doing. But I'm guessing that's just necessary in order to really do the whole zombie bite gameplay thing, trying to like look at their bodies and analyze them and stuff.
Yeah, and you have to scan parts of them, go over the whole thing. The only other complaint I have is that I had a couple of times where like an infected person got through, and I have no fucking idea how. Like I looked through their entire fucking body, everything that was visible, and there was nothing. I don't know. My wife threw out my card collection, so I bought a dump to find them all.
We talked about this before, didn't we?
I talked about this a bit on the Next Fest episode. It's a garbage pile cleaning game, sort of like a massive, giant pile of trash, and you search through rare treasure. You get precious cards. The full game will need more expansion, but I am hopeful.
It's good enough to be on the wish list.
Wish list, and then if it like looks good, I will buy it. If it doesn't look great, I might like skip it. We'll see. Yeah, we don't have to talk much more about that one. We already kind of did. Moon Sigil Atlas. So, this is interesting. It's a pretty standard card battler game, much like Slay the Spire, but instead of mana, you don't have mana anymore. You have, each card has a geometric shape associated with it, and you have to put it into like an area.
Okay.
So there's like it's not a grid, it's like a hexagonal thing, and it's like a big hexagon effectively, and you have to put your little hexagon cards into it in order to play all your cards.
Okay.
And fit them in. It's pretty cool. I like the idea of the spin, and I want to check it out when it comes out. I don't know. We're gonna have to see, because like it looks dope as hell. I just need to see more information on it and how it works. Yeah. Keep Gambling. This is a game I added to my wishlist due to my friends. Oh, right. You play as the kind of people who spend hours in a gas station scratching lottery tickets. The gameplay is spending hours in a gas station scratching lottery tickets. There is little else to do. It's a classic friend slop game, so a good game with the boys. P.S. Explain to Ben what friend slop is.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing it's multiplayer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Every friend slop game is multiplayer. Friend slop games are games where they're only fun with people, and in any other context you would never play them. Easy examples would be Lethal Company, Repo, Content Warning, the Headliners, that one. There's probably more. RV There Yet, which I played recently, which is really cool.
Is that RV?
RV.
That's a great pun.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that one, I think, the most, because it's really fun. The idea is that you're playing Peak, which is another friend slop game, where you have to climb a mountain, but you also have an RV you have to take with you. And instead of a mountain, it's a canyon, but still.
I really don't play very... I guess I don't have enough friends. I don't know. When I was actively playing games as friends, we were playing very toxic things like Dota, where we actually had to be coordinated and cooperating and, like, you know, working as a team. That's probably why we all learned to hate each other.
Yeah, you still have to do that, but like it's more fun because like if you fuck up, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. We could play games together. It's just like we don't really think about it.
I don't play games like that anymore, man.
Yeah, I know. So
I'm too old.
That's not an excuse. You can play those games if you want.
I don't know. I was thinking a lot about this. Like, so if we were to return to an old discussion when I was talking about Homo Ludens and like games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Games are like kind of a great way of educating, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like any video game, like Super Mario Brothers demonstrates just how effective gameplay is at teaching concepts, and the fact that like you can figure out Super Mario Brothers just by playing it, even though it's weird as hell, you know?
I would have given you the example of Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft has a more modern example. Well, Minecraft is a little weird because don't you have to like look up a lot of those recipes and stuff? Like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you rely on the wiki.
Yes
for.
and yes, kind of, but I don't even mean the recipes. I mean like, well, actually not anymore now. They've changed it a lot.
Yeah, Minecraft is very different from how it used to be, and I feel like it is pretty reliant on its community knowledge center, you know?
But the thing that I was actually talking about was the thing that I learned the most in Minecraft when it was most relevant to me, which was logic gates.
Uh-huh.
Because you can do redstone. One of the things you can do in redstone is make logical gates, which
Mhm.
are real things that are in real life that you put on computers. Like, and I learned how to properly use them and apply them in that game. And at the time I was in a class for electronics, and I fucked with logic gates all the time. So when it struggled, that's what I used.
To get back to what I was saying though, I almost feel like when you are younger, games are just more inherently engaging just because of how your brain is developing at the time. Because it is just thirsting for knowledge in its own kind of way. And even if the knowledge is just game systems, learning how, you know, the intricacies of Pokemon battling, for instance, because there's a lot of, like, stuff under the hood there.
Yeah.
Like, you are more receptive to learning that stuff when you are, like, a teenager than when you're, like me, in your 30s. And I have a lot harder time, like, getting into new games than I used to.
Maybe. I also think there might be a factor of, like I never have any kind of issue. I almost never struggle with like learning a new game ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the video game, board game, different story. But a new video game, I almost every time I play it, like I feel like I get it clicks with me like almost instantly, and I'll watch other people play the game, and I'll be shocked at how long it's taking them to understand like stuff that I feel like makes sense immediately intrinsically.
My thing is, once I
know.
feel like I do click with it, I just get bored and I don't want to play anymore.
I get that when I like finish it. Like I played Absalom with Mike, and then we beat it, and we beat it. We got to the end boss, beat the end boss, and then there's more maybe.
Minor spoilers for Absalom, which we already talked about like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. And then now I'm like, I don't know if I want to play it anymore.
Yeah,
I have to play it more with Nathan because I got him into it, and then he bought it, and so I have to play it with him.
I'm surprised so many of our friends have gotten into it. I didn't actually think anyone would really care about it besides
Nathan
me.
did not until I was at his house, and I was like, "Want to play something?" And he's like, "Sure, we'll buy this," and played for 90 minutes, and then he liked it way more than he thought he would.
It's inherently fun.
It is.
Great combat. Oh, do you still have more games on that list?
Oh, many more.
Oh, I am so sorry. I thought we were basically done.
We're fine.
All right.
This is a casual podcast. We're casual, Ben. This is casual. All right. So, games that released since Next Fest, and you should still add them to your wish list or buy them.
Okay.
The Seance of Blake Manor. This game is so cool. This super cool looking mystery game. I talked about it. Talked about it on the podcast. I think, if I recall correctly, has a ton of characters. A unique time mechanic where you have to go through every minute. Every minute will be an action, effectively. It's steeped in Irish mythology and lore.
Ooh.
I am so excited to continue playing it. It took me forever, but I got through one day.
One day.
One day.
My God.
I don't remember how many hours were in that day, but it was many. It's so cool. I really recommend checking it out. The only thing that sucks about mystery games is you can really only play them once.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you, like, lose your memory or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never been able to, like, replay any of the Phoenix Wright games. I keep on rebuying them whenever they're ported to new systems, but, like, I can't replay them.
Yeah.
Because you can only experience a mystery once.
But it's so cool looking. I really, really think you should check it out if you're engaging in this podcast at the moment. Slots and Daggers. So this one's really cool. It's really cheap. It's only like $5, like literally. It's a roguelike slot machine game akin to Clover Pit. Has a really unique art style and presentation. Has a lot of ways to break the game, and has some dexterity skill checks to keep it interesting and going. It's $8. I didn't realize I said that. But for $8, it's actually a steal. And I beat it in like 5 hours, I think.
But still, like...
It's so fun. And also, actually, I beat it in more than 5 hours. Now that I think about it, because the 5 hours only accounted for what I played with after I bought it, and it kept my demo progress. I didn't even think about that.
I spent more than $8 on junk food before I came over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
For what it is, I recommend giving it a check out. I'm sure that developer will come out with some more very interesting games. And the art style is so cool. And I wish it was on here so I could show you, but the art style is really cool.
This is a podcast. You're meant to listen to this.
Yeah, technically. All right.
Shout out to you, Elijah, for just listening to this.
Yeah. 5 stars on Spotify, guys.
5 stars on Spotify.
Stop listening on YouTube. Go on Spotify and do 5 stars right now, Eric. Nah, you don't have to. It's fine. Because he's probably in his living room. Rapid fire honorable mentions. Beyond the Doors. Voices of the Void style horror game about selling neighborhood recordings. Kind of interesting to me, but also very technical and kind of boring.
Okay.
Really weird. You have to put a recorder on a door, attach wires to it, and then get it to an area so that your computer can record it. I don't know what the horror part is.
But you feel like this was still one worth,
I feel like somebody will like it.
Somebody will like it. This belongs on someone's wish list, not yours.
It's on
though.
Nathan's.
Okay.
Heaven Does Not Respond, a psychological horror game where you explore the computer of a man who suddenly died and try to uncover the cause of death.
Wow, that's a great idea.
It's a really cool idea. It just sort of I don't know. It felt like kind of mid.
Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't really describe the problem with it. It really just didn't grab me. I liked the idea of it, but I couldn't sink into it. Not in the way that I've done with other games of the same Similar games. Jackal, Hotline Miami, but with spells and 3D cutscenes.
Dang, dude.
I'll just play Hotline Miami.
I fucking love Hotline Miami.
Me too, and I kind of rather play that than this. It's cool, but it's just Hotline Miami. The main character has got that modern day PI thing where he's got the white shirt, the belted black slacks, and then the hair and the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of all you really need to know. I don't know. It's okay. I mean, someone will like it. I'm just not that interested in it. Sorry. Godbreakers. Warframe aesthetic meets standard third-person action game gameplay. A roguelike game where you play as someone contracted by 3 minor gods to kill a big god, I think. It's okay. Pick it up if your friends are interested. Otherwise, don't bother.
Okay.
It's similar in nature to Hades, but with multiplayer.
Is it a roguelike?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said roguelike. No players online. Similar to Heaven Does Not Respond, but a bit more interesting. You combine...
I've heard of this one.
Yeah, navigating an old computer operating system with a first-person shooter with no players. Puzzle horror and in the 90s. I would recommend checking it out and seeing if it interests you.
So I learned about this one from a YouTube shorts from the Gabe Grumps, because this was a game that Aaron Hansen got his friend Dan to play without him realizing it was a horror game.
Okay.
So they just thought it was a multiplayer shooter, and he was just going through an empty map, and then when the actual horror elements popped up, it really freaked him the fuck out. It was very funny.
It's cool. It's kind of interesting. You have the beginning of the map is the beginning of the game is you figuring out how to get to the inside of the game, and then after you figure that out, you gotta you're in it, and then you might get kicked out. I don't know.
It's very similar to actually playing old multiplayer online FPSs where you're just exploring servers by yourself.
I think my biggest problem with it is that I didn't really find much interest in the actual gameplay beyond being scared.
I didn't watch too much of it, but it looked like he was playing a capture the flag map by himself. He was literally just going to the other base with no one else in the game, because you're in the server by yourself. Go to them, grab the flag, go back to your place.
I don't think of that as the gameplay. I think of that as just the elements that are supposed to bring the fear.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay is the navigating the operating system type shit. And
interesting.
I just didn't really find that to be as compelling as I would in say Hacknet, which I really liked when it came out.
I didn't even know about that element of it.
Yeah, no, that's part of it. Swap meet. Risk of Rain, but instead of getting items, you swap out your body parts for those of your enemies. It's an interesting take, but doesn't lend itself to really building your character into an unstoppable monster, like Risk of Rain can. Worth a look and and a buy on sale maybe. It's also in early access.
So I feel like no one ever mentions it, but it is just a guaranteed formula of success for engaging game design is just you get abilities from all the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kirby, you know?
Yep.
Most obvious example. But, like, every example of that does it so differently that I never see them compared to one another. Like, that's also a Mega Man thing. That's also a Castlevania thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And I never would have thought to compare any of them.
Exactly. But they're all, like, unified in that you get an ability from your enemy, the enemy's ability that you get to use on other enemies. And that's always a fun mechanic.
I would say Swap Meet reminds me a lot of the original Ratchet and Clank games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why exactly. Maybe just like the way that the 3D character moves. But I don't know. I just kind of got bored of it after a while. And I think it's a little bugged when I was playing it because I couldn't finish one of the maps. And also, it's like a game you got to play with friends. So I was like, whatever. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, quick question: were you a PS2 kid or a PS3 kid?
PS2 kid.
In terms of generations, less the PlayStation, but just like PS2/Xbox/GameCube.
I played PS2, then PS3, and then PS4, and then PC.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was a kid, I played PS2. I played Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, and I wanted to play Jak and Daxter, but nobody let me because it was my cousins. My one cousin was really into Kingdom Hearts, and I couldn't get into that. But that was like mostly what I did. And then after a period of being on that, we moved to the PS3, and then I started playing like Fallout. And my first M-rated video game was BioShock. My mom got me that for Valentine's Day.
For Valentine's Day?
I don't know. That's what I requested.
Your mom is cool.
Yes. She got me that, and she got me a giant love bug. And I was like, cool, a giant bug.
I have never gotten gifts from my parents on Valentine's Day. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh. Okay, well, let's not unpack that trauma today.
What? Unpack that trauma? I don't think that's a normal thing for most people. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a weird thing. It's actually really cool. I'm just, like, parents don't normally give gifts on Valentine's Day.
I've always thought it was normal. I don't know. Tell us in the comments. Did your parents love you as much as mine did?
Nope. Nope.
No.
Mine didn't.
Don't worry, Alex. You don't have to respond.
Oh God, I'm crying. Okay.
Final game. Alien Morgue. It's another bureaucracy sim. You are a mortician for a company trying to make the immortality drug. Identify the cause of death to a wide variety of aliens and process their corpses. It's kind of interesting, but didn't feel like it had much going on. Might give it another look after release, but I'm good until then. Yeah, the demo was kind of like, eh. Yeah, there's like 4 different aliens. You have to identify which alien it is based off of limbs, and then where they can get killed from based off of like the chart you have. It's interesting-ish, but like, also the art style isn't that cool.
I mean, you're comparing it to that one zombie game, which is actually on your wish list. So
I'm comparing it to any of them because I've also played Papers, Please, obviously, Contraband Police. I think there's another one that I've forgotten about. I don't know. I know Fingered exists. That was another Edmund Millen game.
So is that it for your list then?
That's my list.
Okay, so these are games that you wish listed based on Steam Next Fest recently, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are there any other big upcoming games that you were looking forward to?
Big ones?
Any games. Like, what games are you looking forward to that wasn't on that list, basically? Like, I know you're not, but, like, the big one on everyone's minds is still Grand Theft Auto 6, you know?
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah, I know, not even a little bit for you. And honestly, not for me either. Me personally, the game I'm most excited about is Yacht Club's Mina the Hollower.
Aha! I forgot this existed. This is a thing you can do on Opera GX because this is the gaming browser.
Oh, what's this?
This is actually the games that are coming out, like, soon.
This podcast is not sponsored by Opera GX.
Not yet. Call us. Yeah, these are the games that are supposed to come out soon. So
I don't recognize any of these, dude.
What is that? Is there a sound?
I think that happens every time I fuck with this cord.
Okay. Stop fucking with that cord, because that was distracting the shit out of me.
Sorry.
Anno, I know Anno. That's like, is there a way to... Oh, God. Oh, no, I fucked it all up. Everything's fucked. I fucked it up.
Well, without resorting to this list, you can't think of any... Oh, it's PAX. What is Anno?
Anno is a civilization style ish game
Okay.
where you control like a large industry, I believe.
Is it specifically set in like ancient Rome?
It's set in like anything. It's wherever they do it for that historical period.
Okay, but this
This
one,
one.
because it's called Pax Romano, is specifically a Roman.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Strategic builder game. Build cities while expanding influence through Roman provinces. Govern using economic prowess, diplomatic skill, or military might. I only know this game even exists because Linus Tech Tips plays it and he talks about it occasionally.
Interesting. I'm like realizing, like, oh, that's an Ubisoft game that isn't like a big open world action game that follows the Ubisoft formula. Every single one of those, every single one Ubisoft game that isn't one of those, is honestly usually pretty interesting and good.
Yeah, generally speaking. Oh, this is the game I wanted to tell you about. I think I might have.
Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Oh, that's the new Marvel beat 'em up. That looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
I played the demo. It was pretty cool. I would recommend looking it up. I mean, you have to compare it to Absolem, which is like a whole problem, but like
At a
now-
glance, I'd say probably the game that's going to be most comparable is the newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up that came out
Oh,
fairly
yeah, yeah,
recently.
yeah.
That game was pretty good.
yeah, there's different Marvel characters you can play as, including some weird ones like Sunspot. Nobody knows who the fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't know Sunspot.
Yeah, the only reason I do is because of the card game. Beyond that, I don't think I have anything that I'm like chomping at the bit for. I could double check my current wish list, but like I don't think that's gonna help too much. There's no big games I give a shit about. I'll tell you that for sure. Like I didn't care about Arc Raiders that just came out recently.
When was the last time you were excited for a AAA game?
Define excited.
Like, I don't know, like genuinely excited about seeing, like looking at trailers as they're coming out, planning on buying it on release. You know?
Like looking at trailers and stuff. Oh, that would have been Skyrim.
You haven't been excited for a game since 2011?
Not to that degree. Like if I'm looking at the way that I like figure out what game I want to play. Generally speaking, as I wait for it to come out. But if I used to watch a lot of Total Biscuit, and that'd be a way I find indie games back when he was still alive. But nowadays, and since then, I've like never. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Sorry for waffling about this. Technically, it was not Skyrim. That was the one I was most excited for when it was on the way out, and I would like look up stuff, and I was like so hyped for every part of this because it was so cool. And back when you thought you could do 2 shields because you turtle shell, and I was like, that's so cool.
That would have been cool if you could do it.
Why? I was all excited about that. The next game for that, which what kind of killed the idea of doing this for me, was Watch Dogs.
You were excited for Watch Dogs.
I was excited. I took money out of my bank account to buy it. I bought it. I played it, and I was like, that was mid as fuck.
And you haven't been excited for a video game, like a major video game release since.
Not like to that degree. There's games where I'm like, I know about them and I'll buy them on day one, if maybe. And one of those was another disappointment, Cyberpunk 77.
Yeah.
Which now at this point is a lot better. They've put into a much better state. But
I don't care if it's better. I don't care if it's been fixed. I still think the way it released, the hype that was surrounding it up until the release, you know, the deliberate lies that were cultivated are still kind of relevant, you know?
I do dislike the idea of not acknowledging them. I agree with that. But I also have to acknowledge that No Man's Sky took that to a degree that's almost unfair for anyone to compare to.
See, that's always because there's 3 games. 3 games with varying levels of ineptitude and saving, and like my 3 different opinions about it. Like the high opinion one is No Man's Sky, game that I knew it was an indie game. Yep. I knew it was a way overhyped indie game. I know that Sean Murray said and promised a lot of things that he should not have said or promised, but like the turnaround on that was genuinely pretty.
It's still going on. He's still releasing new stuff. This game is their next game.
Light No Fire. What is this?
This is their next game they're making. That Hello Games. This is Sean Murray's next thing.
Okay, it looks like a fantasy game where you play as like animal people and you fly on dragons. And
it is
pretty cool.
It's fantasy Slay the Spire. Or not Slay the Spire. What am I
Fantasy No Man's Sky.
Fantasy No Man's Sky. It's effectively what it is.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it looks like
there's
multiplayer
a huge
stuff.
giant Earth. It's going to be kind of like Minecraft in that regard. But yeah, this is their next game. They have fully turned it around. It used to be a joke of a game that everybody like ragged on, but now it's something.
So, given the resources that were available, the things that they promised, and the things that they would eventually deliver on, I have a pretty positive, opinion of No Man's Sky.
But we still should acknowledge the way they fucked up originally. I do think that Sean Murray just shouldn't have been the guy doing it.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the big problem.
It reminds me a lot of Peter Molyneux, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah, but I think Peter Molyneux is a little bit more malicious in the sense that I feel like he kind of knew what he was talking about.
Yep.
But I feel like Sean Murray was like, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do this.
So on the other end of that spectrum,
The
other one I want to give no credence, no fucking grace to, is Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Which was released in a absolute abysmal fucking state where it barely could fucking run, and its fixed version is still a really shitty and shallow game in my opinion.
So if we compare them, the releases, when No Man's Sky came out, you could play it. When Fallout 76 came out, you could not. It was buggy and broken to a level that even Bethesda I found unbelievable from them.
Yeah.
And it's a Bethesda fucking game.
And then you go, okay, Hello Games is like an indie studio, and that was like their first major title, compared to fucking Bethesda coming off of Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 DLC, Oblivion even, if you want to go even further back.
Yeah, I mean, they are just a money-making company at that point. Like, how the hell did 76 fuck up that bad? It should never have fucked up that bad.
Yeah, and they'll claim they claimed right after that it was we gave it to a bunch of like smaller studios, and it's like, why the fuck would you do that? You have a studio.
The argument I was making to Alex in a conversation I was having with him the other day was that sorry, what was the new Bethesda space one? Starfield. Starfield is the first Bethesda game to get the reception I feel like entirely deserves.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Skyrim is probably, at the time, it was fine. Nowadays, I think that it's kind of gotten to a point where people are just annoyed that they keep re-releasing it.
I've hated on Skyrim for so long, and the funny thing is that I don't actually think it's bad or anything like that.
No, it's just not as good as Oblivion.
Well, it's always been. I mean, and then you can go back and say that Oblivion isn't as good as Morrowind.
Yeah, you can.
One of the things I was learning about, because I didn't actually realize this, Morrowind is the only Bethesda game where the world and map and everything was all handcrafted. Like, it wasn't an algorithmically generated thing. Like, everything before and everything after that.
Yep.
Because that's always been Bethesda's thing, is like an algorithmically designed simulation world.
Yeah. And then Fallout 76 is just like, I mean, like, it's, I don't know. It's definitely in a better state. You can definitely play it now.
Multiplayer slop.
It's just, it's just boring. Like, I don't want to. It doesn't seem interesting to me. The fact that you can nuke things seems like trivial at this stage. I don't even understand the point of that.
I honestly felt kind of insulted, like people talking about like playing Fallout 76 after it released, and I was like, why aren't you just playing other multiplayer games? Why are you like? I get that you're having fun. I get it, you're having fun. I'm not trying to be shitty about this, but
exactly.
Why did you give your money to this company? Why are you like hyping up the fun you're having with this instead of just playing a different game that you could have been having more fun?
I don't
because there's a lot of multiplayer games.
You could literally play Ark, and I hate Ark.
I don't like Ark either, but it's better than Fallout 76.
I just don't understand it. And then obviously the middle of that would be, I assume, is Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, where it's like, okay, the history of CD Projekt Red is interesting, you know?
It's interesting would be a good word.
Interesting.
They also fucked up the release of Witcher 3.
Yep. They've historically fucked up a lot of their releases, and they are a AA company that has been operating way outside their means ever since The Witcher 2, I want to say.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I think at this stage they have to be AAA, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, The Witcher 3 was a big, massive AAA game, but there's still, like, this kind of weird, almost, like, low-key development touch on it, you know? Like,
I guess, yeah.
A lot of the weirder systems that don't really work well, you can almost feel as, like, remnants of, like, old PC gaming and the you know, the stuff that they used to make and the stuff that they feel comfortable making that didn't really work in The Witcher 3, if that makes any sense.
I guess, yeah. I don't remember. I only played The Witcher 3 up to a certain point. We've probably talked about it.
Yeah, I didn't get I beat the first area, and then Novigrad is the second major one, the big city. I never finished that.
Yeah. That's where we went to. What were we talking about originally?
We're waffling right now.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about games we were looking forward to. Like the last one, I remember.
Oh yeah.
Hype. I mean, Silksong, I didn't get overly excited for. Like, I was obviously, like, excited for, but that wasn't one that I was on the edge of my seat like so many people became, you know?
That is the one that I bought day one release, but I had always planned on buying it day one release because I'd been a fan the entire time.
Yeah. Like, Silksong is a great example of, I only need to know that the other game was good and that the developers are making a sequel to it to want to buy it.
But as far as, like, AAA games, I wasn't that excited about Ragnarok.
How about Elden Ring? Did you give a shit about that? Because that was a super hyped game.
I thought it was going to be cool. I bought it day one. And then I played it day one. And I was one of the weird people who had no issues with it despite playing on PC. Everybody else had, like, frame rate drops and horrible, like, experiences. My entire experience was totally fine.
Uh-huh.
And then I think I've told you on the podcast before about the time that I opened the chest and went to a different fucking area.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a good fucking moment. That's such a well-designed, scripted moment.
Before I had access to a bonfire, like, didn't know I could teleport.
It's a great example, actually, of, like, scripted game-telling stories. Like, they're trying to make that incident happen. And the fact that you wandered into it and it felt completely organic is the magic trick that they... they pulled off.
The fact that I did it before I had, like, the ability to fast travel and a horse really helped.
Yeah, that's a particularly nasty case, I think. I don't know. I haven't played Elden Ring still.
It's excellent.
I know it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
But, like, it's hard for me to get excited for something that I know is just a better version of what I've already played. At this point, I just want more new, weird, interesting experiences.
Yeah. I can't think of, like, any other game where I'm, like, that excited for, because I don't know. For me, it's like most of the games I get excited for are indie games nowadays.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a AAA game I've given a shit about in fucking years. Every time there's a AAA game and it's not one of the few that I care about, which is all the fucking time, I'm like, okay, they're doing another Assassin's Creed, great.
Do you feel like there are some games that you want to see succeed, even though you don't personally care about them, just because you feel like they deserve it more?
Definitely, if I could name them, I probably would. Most RTS games, I was gonna say Stellaris is my example, but Stellaris has some development issues I don't particularly like. Like, they did some DLC originally that I was not a fan of. I think they did a DLC where they added, like, a method of attack that only you could get through the DLC, if I recall correctly. I wasn't a big fan of that. All the game genres I don't care about generally, like racing games. I want racing games to do well. I like racing games conceptually, but I don't care about them to play them.
Yeah. Racing games are like an entire genre that I feel like has become more and more obscure and more niche. It's like you've got Mario Kart and simulating racing. Well, no, there's actually a lot more kart racers nowadays.
There was a few more. There's the Sonic one that just released.
Yeah, I heard that one's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, there's, like, battles in that are really cool looking. There is another one that's like an indie one, like, just called Kart, I believe, something like that. It looks pretty cool. It's on my wish list. Those are kind of cool. And then besides that, you've got, like, Beam IO 0, something like that, which is like a full-on, like, simulator. They do everything as close to real as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you can play with a mouse and keyboard, but, like, you fucking need a goddamn wheel if you want to do this real. You want to be really cool.
That's where I kind of miss arcades, where, like, that was built into the machine. You didn't have to have your own steering wheel and pedal and car simulation.
You had the whole seat and everything. You could do the shifting if you wanted. It was cool.
And there'd be two players built into, like, next to each other, so you'd be sitting side by side with your friend. And
they'd be like, "No, you can move your friend's wheel so he skids out." And you're like, "Ah."
I'm weirdly nostalgic for arcades, despite having no fucking actual, like, experience in arcades as a kid.
We could go to an arcade today.
Yeah, I mean, modern arcades are kind of weird, you know?
We could go do this experience you're talking about right after the podcast. We could go right at the round one and play.
You're right about that.
But I don't know. There's no specific game I can think of where I'm like, I want this game to do well despite the fact that I don't give a shit about it. I just think that I want people to be doing well generally, and I think if games do well, people do well.
Mm-hmm.
So if the game doesn't suck ass, isn't terrible, then yay. Arc Raiders seem kind of cool. I think. Was Arc Raiders the Bungie one?
I don't know.
I don't know. Either.
Which one? Like, isn't the Bungie one they recently did was Marathon, wasn't it?
Oh, it was Marathon, yeah.
And Marathon, I do not want to do well.
No.
Bungie just kind of upsets me lately.
Dude, I saw a comment somewhere, and I can't remember where exactly. It might have been. I think it was a dude talking about games. But, I think it was Asmongold, which is unfortunate, but whatever. What he said was right, which is that, Bungie, like Activision Bungie, Activision, Microsoft, when Microsoft had Bungie, Microsoft was holding Bungie back from being evil.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which I didn't think was possible. But Bungie are actually just evil. They're like the most evil.
Actually, speaking of evil, have you been hearing any of the news around Rockstar lately?
No.
So they recently fired.
Can I guess? Yeah. Okay, so you said fired. We already know that. I'm assuming they fired thousands of employees for some dumb reason.
Not thousands.
Okay. I'm also going to assume that they are overworking their staff to get the game out. They are not giving them the resources that they need to get GTA 6 out, and they suck.
Yes. But specifically, they recently fired 40 employees.
Okay.
With the argument that they were leaking information, and a lot of the criticism was like, okay, if there's 40 people, like 40 developers that are all leaking stuff, why aren't there more leaks? Like, where are all these leaks? Why don't we see them? Well, it turns out they're actually union busting because the Rockstar development team has almost recently gained enough like signatures on their petition, however it works. I do not know about, union regulating rules or anything. But they recently were able to form a legitimate union that Rockstar would have to acknowledge, and that's where they start paying off certain employees, firing other ones, like shit like that. It is a big fucking thing right now.
Damn, I'm really sad that GTA 6 is going to make them billions of dollars.
Well, and then on top of that, with these recent things, comes the announcement that GTA 6 is going to be delayed again until November of next year.
That's amazing. I love hearing that so much.
And everyone's like, okay, this game is definitely not going to come out until 2029.
That's so funny.
Oh
my god, that's so funny to me because it was only a couple weeks away from release.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it sounds like a fucking nightmare over there.
The employees that left must have either left with a bunch of like shit that they needed to finish the game or sabotaged.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they sabotaged it.
I don't know. I do not want to speculate. Just want to, share the news and criticize because fuck giant game companies that don't treat their developers well.
Do you care about any of these games?
Not really.
Oh wait, I want to show you this one.
Unrecord. What is this?
This is a video game.
Oh wow, that footage is fascinating.
This is a video game.
They are really going for high fidelity there.
I'm just going to keep reminding you that this is in fact a video game and not a real person doing this. This is a video game. This is an in-game. You're playing this as a first-person shooter. This is what you do.
That shaking cam is doing a lot of work. Is this a VR game?
No.
Interesting. Is there going to be a VR version?
Potentially. I don't know. But this is a video game. That's the thing that blew me away about it. And there is a video game out already that has this like level of graphic fidelity. I can't remember the name of it. I played it because I thought it was this, and I was really disappointed. But this is like a game that's supposed to come out. This is like really cool looking. This is with the Unreal 5. This is like the nth of what Unreal 5 can do nowadays. It's fucking dope. I don't know if there's any of the other ones in here that I have any interest in.
Well, I actually wanted to point out. So we have this, and we thought it was. We think it is the most wish-listed games, but it's sorted by relevance right now. So maybe there is a like something that actually orders it by the most. I don't know.
I think relevance is going to be the only one that does it. Like, release date's not going to do it. That's just going to say, like, either to be announced at the top or an actual date. Pricing doesn't make any sense. User reviews doesn't make any sense. This doesn't matter. Name, yeah. Relevance is the only one that's really going to...
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that these are the most... I feel like any new Resident Evil... Resident Evil's going to be $70. Wow. Any new Resident Evil would normally be a very, very highly, wish-listed game.
It's fucking 5th on the list, bro. It's, like, very high.
Yeah, but I don't know what Deadlock or Kingmakers even is. And I didn't know what Light No Fire was until you...
Deadlock is,
oh, duh. No, I know what Deadlock is.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's just Dota. Like,
it's the Valve game, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Valve actually did make another game since Dota. They've made one game since Dota 2.
And they haven't released it, but also it is released. You can play this, and you can stream it if you play it. I don't understand why they're doing it this way.
Because they can.
I just don't get it. Like, if you want to play this, I can give you the access. I don't understand why.
Valve is a company that I used to want to see their games succeed.
I mean, I kind of want to see their game succeed. I just wish it wasn't CS:GO.
I want them to make games again, damn it.
Yeah.
Because, like, Portal and Portal 2 were, like, transcendent experiences for me. I fucking love Portal 2. I think it's one of the greatest fucking games ever made. I remember when Portal 2 came out, and it was what everyone was talking about, and that was a very, very, like, fun time to be alive for me.
I remember watching the animated version of Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais's podcast with Carl Pilkington.
I fucking loved those videos,
Those
dude.
videos are great.
Carl Pilkington is one of the funniest people on the goddamn planet.
And then Stephen Merchant in that was talking about how easy it is to do voiceover work, and I was like 99% sure he was talking about Portal 2. Because I was in that same era. And I was like, that's so funny. And his character is so good in that game. Yeah, these are just games. I don't think there's any in here that I'm like care about. This is something you might care about.
Mouse PI for hire. Well, this is one that looks like it's trying to it's being sold on the same way Cuphead does in terms of its like classic, really really cool visual style of like an old cartoon.
Yeah, and it looks cool. I just don't care.
Cuphead is a great example of like, okay, this game was Cuphead exists entirely because of its art style. And its gameplay is good. Like, it's a very, very difficult Contra-style game, but it sold way better than what its gameplay, you would expect from its gameplay, given how fucking difficult it goddamn is.
This is really weird.
Escape from Tarkov?
So, this game has been out to a degree for, like, years now.
I didn't realize it wasn't just out already. I thought this was a well-established game. Is it in early access?
It's not in early access on Steam.
It says it's going to unlock in approximately 7 days, according to the Steam page here.
Yeah, but this is if when I played it, I had to like go to a different website. I had to I had to go through like a payment processor to pay people in Russia, so I have access to the game. I don't know. It's weird. It's gotten to a point where when Escape from Tarkov, when I first played it, it was fun for me, but now I hate it.
Now you hate it.
They've changed everything to be even more realistic than it was. Because the selling point of this game is that it's one of the first big extraction shooters, not the first, but one of the most like well-known and understood.
Yeah.
And it was It was as realistic as it can be and still be fun. That was the idea.
It depends on what you mean by fun, because I feel like some people, the more realistic, the better, you know?
Yeah, but like, there's a point where it gets so annoying where you have to like wash your clothing in game in order for people to use your clothing properly, otherwise you'll smell.
What?
That's not like a thing in this game, but that's the thing that in certain games where it's like you've gone to a point where I no longer care. Escape from Tarkov was really fun because it was realistic, but not so realistic that it was annoying, and then they just kept making it more realistic and more annoying.
Well, okay, I guess my closest comparison would be Public Battlegrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Where like the thing that really caught on for people playing the very new what's that genre, the Fortnite genre, battle royale genre. The whole point of Public Battlegrounds was that you have to think about it realistically. Like, you can just die at any moment during the match, and once you're dead, game over.
Are you talking about PUBG?
PUBG, yeah. Public Battlegrounds.
That's not realistic at all.
Not realistic at all, but you have to think about it compared to a multiplayer shooter with a respawn mechanic, which is, what dominated the shooter genre before. Because now it's just take it for granted, that kind of like one-hit scenario where you have to be really, really careful and check your corners and like all that stuff. And Fortnite then took all that stuff out, it feels like. I mean, it's still a thing, but Fortnite is such a wacky style game that appeal no longer exists.
Did you say that they added The Simpsons?
I did see that. They didn't just add The Simpsons. They added all of Springfield. I'm not going to lie. I am impressed.
I want to check it out. I'm probably going to try and download it and play it and see if I can load into a map.
There's not many fictional places that I've ever wanted to like just play as in a playground, but like Springfield is one of them, you know?
I really, really want them to remake and remaster Simpsons Hit and Run.
I've been hearing a lot about Simpsons Hit and Run lately. Did you see that mod that someone made, the Futurama one?
I did not see the Futurama one. I did see that they were doing a mod. That there was a big modding community for it, and I was like, I have to check that out.
This big Futurama mod looks like a complete overhaul of Simpsons Hit and Run, where it's just in Futurama, like the same game, same scale, all the characters from Futurama. It looks really goddamn cool.
Well, I'll probably download that when I get home. I think that it's time, because I don't think we have much more to talk about in this regard.
No, last time we were literally struggling to talk about all the movies. Now we're just like, we want to fill up the 2 hours time slot that we usually take.
Let's just talk about those movies we missed. I always forgot about those. And then after that, we can talk about Arabian Nights. Okay, so Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona is one of the best movies ever made.
I'm so annoyed that this would have been the top of mine.
That if you had remembered that it was... Because this was one of the very first ones we watched for our movie nights.
I think so, yeah. And I fell in love with it immediately because I love fun comedy, and it's perfect. It's just like a perfect movie. Every part of it is great. The ending is maybe the most shaky bit, but that's fine.
Just Nicolas Cage's monologues. His performance in this movie, I think it is by far it's my favorite Nicolas Cage performance.
It's
unquestionably
probably his best. I mean, let's clarify that actually a little bit. When you say Nicolas Cage performance today, what people are imagining is the bees.
Yeah, they're imagining the bad ones. They're imagining his bad acting.
What we're talking about is this is genuinely him as an actor going so hard and doing so well to be the character that he's trying to portray.
He plays this this idiot redneck kind of fuck up of a man who just continually gets himself like arrested and put in jail and in and out of jail and stuff like that. But like the character that he plays on screen is so simple and
dumb.
Yeah, I don't want to call him dumb. That seems mean. I like this guy, you know?
I don't mean dumb as like... maybe ignorance would be a more charitable way of saying it. But he comes off as incredibly ignorant and not super knowledgeable of how like society works and socially inept.
But that's you seeing him through everybody else's eyes.
Yeah.
But the entire time he is like monologuing, explaining what's going on in the story and why he is doing the things that he's doing. And it is actually like a very beautiful, deeply philosophic kind of like...
I would describe his monologue as erudite.
Yeah.
They are flowery and wondrous. It's so great.
It's so good. The characters are so fucking likable.
The characters are so likable, and it's so funny.
It's why I don't want to call him a dumb redneck, because these characters are genuinely likable.
Yes.
I love that kind of depiction of that kind of like a... because we were also talking about King of the Hill before. Mm-hmm. That part of America that often is criticized, is often made fun of.
Yeah.
But, like, there is so much humanity there, and when, like, stories about that...
Yeah.
Raising Arizona, and it's fucking hilarious. My God, it's so funny.
It's got John...
John Goodman, and he's not the best part of the movie.
He's
one of the best parts, but he's not the best part. And normally John Goodman is just the best part of the movie he's in, period.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, Big Lebowski, I would not say he was the best part.
Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?
Jeff Bridges was the best part.
No. Walter's better than Jeff. Okay, no, never mind.
You're about to get deep, weren't you? But yeah, no, I love Raising Arizona. That's definitely in my head better than
Last Night in Soho,
which I also really liked.
But no, I think Raising Arizona. If we're gonna compare them, weird movies to compare, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not comparable. But
these are my island movies. Like this is the movies I'm taking onto the desert island, and which ones I have to have. I'm choosing Raising Arizona over Last Night in Soho.
I mean, I'm taking both, but yeah.
Yeah, they're both on the list, but you have to eliminate them one at a time. You know.
Mm-hmm. One of them you have to write a thing on and throw it into the ocean so that somebody finds it.
Mm-hmm.
Reanimator.
The Reanimator is a fucking gross movie, man.
It's so gross. Do you know what's insane? So the day we recorded was Thursday. We didn't have movie night that week.
No, we skipped movie night.
And then I went home from that record, and on the TV was Reanimator.
Wow.
My stepdad was watching it. I did not remember at that point. I did not remember at all. I remember because when I was editing the episode, at one point I talked about how you guys didn't tell me something in one of the other movies, and I was like...
American Beauty?
Yes. No. No, it wasn't American Beauty, because no, it was something else. I can't remember what it was. But I also then at that point remembered, oh wait, they didn't tell me about that one scene in Reanimator.
Okay, was that one? I mentioned American Beauty because there's a scene in American Beauty where they're describing that one scene.
Ah, okay.
Where Kevin Spacey's character is like, he's like out hanging outside a building, like smoking a cigarette with some rando, and he's just describing that scene because it is one of the grossest scenes in movie history.
We're not telling you the scene.
No, I'm not. No, we're gonna get our fucking channel delisted off of YouTube.
Watch Reanimator.
Or don't.
It's a good movie.
When you remember that it's meant to be a Lovecraft adaptation, you're like, wow, this is not what I usually expect when I think of Lovecraft.
No. I would watch it Halloween season, maybe wait a year. But yeah, Reanimator is a good time.
One of my favorites, not one I usually recommend, though. I mean, I recommend it to people I know who like it.
Mm. And then the final one that I could remember was The Fly.
The Fly, another one of my favorites. Another incredibly fucking gross movie. But that's obvious because it's a Cronenberg.
I liked it, but I didn't like Jeff Goldblum in it very much, because he seemed weird.
I love that movie. I love the weird combination of absolutely fucking gross out horror and romance.
Romance.
Because it is a romance movie at its core, not a horror film, which is what makes it so fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know. It was cool. I like the scenes, like the monkey. I think it was Shakma, the monkey.
Monkey?
Yeah, there's a monkey.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, because he's a scientist. So anyone who's never seen The Fly, it's about, the guy who has the teleporting pads and he, gets combined with the fly.
Yep.
And Jeff Goldblum plays, a superstar, rock star scientist. Kind of like in Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Where he's supposed to be, a cool, smart guy.
Yeah.
And, I don't know why that was Jeff Goldblum's niche for a while, but it worked.
It did. It got him roles. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's every movie. I think that's every movie we watched.
I feel like there was one that I named.
The one that you named was Reanimator. No, it was Raising Arizona.
Yeah, Raising Arizona. I can't believe we forgot that one.
Yeah, I'm blown. Oh, wait, did we talk? No, okay, we did talk about Hereditary. Hereditary is the other one that you named that I forgot about.
Wait, isn't Hereditary the movie we watched before we did the movie roundup?
Well, when we did the entire list, we just forgot to add it to that list until you mentioned it last minute. Before we recorded. We did talk about it.
Okay,
don't worry. I think that's everything. I can't think of any other movies. I also don't really want to. I'm excited for the next movie we're watching, Mad God.
That's what we're watching next?
Yes. It's not. I think I said it was a Korean or Chinese movie. It is neither. It is an American movie made possibly by a French man.
This is something that I know nothing about. So
Jake and Elijah told me about it at work a little bit, and they said that it has taken the director 15 years to make.
Oh wow!
So that's exciting. That's gonna be today.
How often do you like going into a movie completely blind?
Every time.
You prefer it that way?
Overwhelmingly. I almost never want to know anything about the movie if I can help it.
What if you don't like the movie?
If I didn't like the movie, well, what do you mean?
You could have avoided that if you had known a little bit more about it,
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have gotten the experience of understanding why I didn't like it. I'd be using somebody else's opinion to guide where I wanted to go.
Well, I'd say a better example would be just trailers,
Yeah, I don't
and getting
trailers.
A sense of it.
I don't even do that. Because my other problem with that is you get trailers like the most famous trailer in the world, which is for Kangaroo Jack.
I don't know if that's the most famous in the world, but yeah, I know what you mean.
It's the most
famously misleading.
Because it created laws.
For me, I always felt like I had a pretty good idea of how good a movie or good or bad a movie was going to be based entirely on just trailers ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember always getting into arguments with people being like, that movie looks bad, and they're like, no, we're really excited to watch this movie, and then they watch it and they're like, no, it was bad. I'm like, yeah, it looked bad. Why did you even go waste your time? It looked obviously bad. And the one time where that was completely turned on its head was, do you remember the movie Little Miss Sunshine?
No.
That was a what's his name from The Office?
Rainn Wilson?
No. Who played Mike? Steve Carell. It's the one where a family goes across the country for the little girl's beauty pageant, and Steve Carell plays a gay uncle who recently got out of a mental ward because he tried to commit suicide. But that's not in the trailer. Like,
No.
the trailers for it made it seem like a wacky, farcical, family comedy kind of thing. And it is actually a very, like, dark. It's a much darker movie, you know?
Oh, okay.
And it was really good. Like, it was a very, very good movie. Very, very funny. Very, very dark. And something that I realized trailers were never going to be able to advertise. It's actually good qualities, you know?
The other one example for that would be Bridge of Terabithia.
Oh, yeah?
Because the trailers for that made it seem like it was going to be this really dope fantasy show with these kids going to the fantasy world. And then it was not that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I don't know anything about Bridge of Terabithia. It's like a children's fantasy series, isn't it? It was like a series of books.
Let's watch the movie.
Interesting.
Let's
okay.
just watch the movie at some point.
Is it a good movie?
It's okay. We're going to watch it.
But you find it interesting. You think I will find this movie?
I think you will find it interesting, yes. I think that you will find the thing that happens to be very, very interesting. Nobody say anything in the fucking comments. I would delete them. Because he reads them.
I do actually read the comments, because we get like 3 on each video.
Do not say anything. We're going to just watch it at some point. Cool, we've got that established. Yeah, I much prefer going in blind. I like to just see it and go, oh, this is why I don't like it. I now know. Or if I like it, which is more often, I'm just happy. I liked it. I also can't stand it when I watch a trailer and it's just like not anything of interest, and then the movie's way better than the trailer.
Like Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine. I would have said Companion. I would not want to have seen the Companion.
Yeah. I forgot about Companion for a second.
I wouldn't have wanted to see the trailer for that. And I'm not saying like every movie's like that, but I prefer to go in without having any idea and then be surprised by everything I get to see.
I guess because we no longer live in an era where you have to actively go to a theater to go watch a movie.
No. Yeah, that's another part of this though, is the fact that like I don't have to pay to see the movie as much. If I want to, we might rent it or we might like get it online or something like that. That's whatever. But I don't have to pay for like concessions at a movie theater, which is like what you kind of want to do because you're at a fucking movie theater.
Yeah, at a certain point, like nowadays, if you want to watch a movie, you can turn it on. You just turn on your stream, and if you get bored of it, you just shut it off.
Yeah.
There's no even bothering to finish it. There is no wasting your time, wasting your money.
And the other parts of it are like if the movie, I almost never watch a bad movie, right? Because all of the movies that I watch pretty much are with you guys. So if I'm not the one getting it based off of recommendations from other people who I trust to give good recommendations, then one of you are showing me a movie that you love.
Mm-hmm.
And either I'm going to like it, which is more often than not, or it's going to be like a nostalgia thing that you love because you watched it when you were a kid.
And in that case, you're just getting an insight into your friends, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I now get to understand why people liked Step Brothers. I don't get it, but I understand it.
Yeah, Mystery Men is a good example of
Mystery
that.
Men.
It's like Mystery Men was not a movie I really enjoyed, but knowing that it is a friend's like childhood nostalgic thing is interesting to me.
Yeah, I would probably do it with Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, dude. I was actually rethinking about. So, the YouTuber Patrick H. Willems, I rewatched his video about Austin Powers and how it's like, damn, these movies kind of established what modern movies are now. Like, they're just pure nostalgia, like obsessed with the same jokes over and over again, creating lore that didn't need to exist, that was just really dumb and unsatisfying. But I mean, it works in that because it's a silly comedy. Because of course, like Austin Powers' entire motivation is all because of his daddy issues and stuff like that.
Daddy!
And him and Dr. Evil went to college together.
And they're actually brothers.
They're actually brothers, which is the non-ironic twist of the recent James Bond movies. Him and the fucking bald guy, I can't remember his arch enemy. I guess he's also they're foster brothers. It turns out that's the big twist.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I was thinking about doing that. I do want to do a Cornetto trilogy.
I was thinking of that. I kind of just want to watch all of Edgar Wright's movies because I love Edgar Wright.
I would kind of like to do that too, mostly because I want to learn more about how other people view other movies. I want to see more of his movies. I've only seen like the Cornetto trilogy and Last Night in Soho.
There isn't. I mean, so the only ones that you haven't seen then are like Scott Pilgrim, which is a movie that bombed really hard, but now has a huge cult following because it's really good, and Baby Driver, which is unfortunately another Kevin Spacey one.
I knew that. I'd watch it. That's fine.
Oh, I love Baby Driver. Fantastic fucking movie.
Is it like Drive? I watched Drive.
It is not like Drive.
All right. I want to talk about Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights. Okay, my turn to bring a board game from my collection, and I decided to just bring the weirdest one, I guess.
Yes, this is definitely the weirdest game that we've ever played.
Because it is a game that I adore, you adore. I think all of us love this game, but it's a game that I can't even remember if we've ever actually played it by the rules since the very first time we played it.
I don't think we ever do.
Because it's a game where the rules don't matter as much as you would think they would in a board game.
So the idea of Arabian Nights is that you, as a player, are going to play as, like, I think usually like a prince or something. Like, you have those characters.
They're all characters from... So it's based on the classic fantasy novel Arabian Nights.
And I think you can play as, like, Sinbad and, I don't know...
Sherazade and Ali Baba, and just the named characters from the Arabian Nights that people remember.
And then you go around a map, and each part of the map will have, like, a point of interest, and then you go to that point of interest, and that point of interest is in a giant book. It's giving you, like, a shape, I believe, and a number, and you have to use these as cross-reference to figure out what story you're about to read.
So the entire game is that book. And the book is basically a massive choose-your-own-adventure thing, where rather than just getting to the page and flipping to whatever page your action's determined by, there's a much more complicated game around that, where there's conditions your character could have that can affect things, and skills that you can upgrade that can affect things, and obviously there's the choices you make. It's like, oh, you're caught in a storm. Do you try to help the sailors, like, get the ship under control, or do you pray to Allah?
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, I choose that, and that gives me this result. And, like, it very much like the Arabian Nights stories. It just is stories on stories and stories and happenings on happenings and happenings. And as long as you have a mechanism for just going through all that, you're going to have a fun time.
It's it's so fun trying to get every different story. If I were to give a criticism of the game, I think that it is designed in such a way where it's very rare for you to get unique stories after the first playthrough.
It is kind of annoying because you notice that there's, like, weird stuff throughout the book that you're like, okay, how do you get to the haunted house?
Yeah.
Like, there's a haunted house icon on this map. There is a haunted house scenario that happens when you get there. How do you get there?
Yeah, and you have to, like, go through a series of other things that lead you to certain items that you'll collect and everything. It's like, ugh. But the game is so good, even if you don't actually play it for real, like how it's intended.
Well, as long as you generate a fun story, you're having a great experience. Like, my very first time I played, my character got turned into a donkey at some point. He was magically transformed. And I just stayed as a donkey for the rest of the game. I ended up marrying a princess and becoming the vizier to a sultan and becoming, like, a wealthy man. And I'm like, okay, I'm still a donkey, though. Yep. I never turned back into a human. This is just my fate. I love it.
You also can gender swap throughout the thing.
That's because everything is a reference to a story from that, and because there is a gender swapping, like, fountain in one of the stories of the Arabian Nights, it's like that's a mechanic in the game.
Yep, that's part of it. And there's ways to undo everything. It's just so intricate and cool. It has so many different things that lead into one another. We haven't played it in forever, though.
Well, that's because, like, we have seen most of the major plot beats that kind of always happen,
Yeah.
Like, weird transformations or getting locked up in a prison cell somewhere and never being able to fucking get out.
That is, oh my god.
That is so miserable, like, when you're the person who gets arrested and everybody else is, like, traveling across the map and having adventures and you just keep on getting bad rolls, so you're still locked in a prison cell for years and years and years.
What's the one, you have a list of, like, actions you can do, and for every, like, thing that you encounter, you can do one of these actions. Isn't there one that's, like, enslave or something like that?
There's one that, there's something like that. There's a lot of weird actions to take.
Like, you can always fight.
You can always fight whatever is in front of you. It's almost never the right thing to do.
Never. But it's a fun time. I'd recommend giving it a look. You'll play it the first time, and then you'll be like, oh, I see why we need to change this, if I recall correctly. Yeah,
like, the victory condition is weird. There are arbitrary destiny and fate points. Like, that's what they're called. Destiny points and fate points. What's the difference? There isn't really a difference. They're just two things. You determine how many destiny and how many fate points you need to get in order to win the game. Like, you pick a combination of, like, 12 and 8 or something like that, and then as soon as you reach that combination, you win.
I think the way that we like fixed it was that whoever had the most interesting story won.
Yeah, I was going insane trying to like come up with like my own system of gamifying that concept because I didn't want to just have us all vote on who has the most interesting story. I was trying to like take all the story elements and like assign point values and stuff like that, and it was a fun game design project that I was having a good time with until I burnt out on it, and then we haven't played Arabian Nights ever since.
Oh, we played it once recently, I think, like within the last 2 years. I can't remember exactly when.
Well, Eric, if you're listening, have you played this one with us? If not, tell us, and we'll bring this to board game day sometime.
Eric, you can disregard that. We'll just ask you about it later when we see it.
Yeah, that's right. We're
going to his house.
Oh yeah, it's movie night tonight.
Yeah.
We're watching Mad God.
Yep.
Never mind.
We had the whole discussion?
No, I immediately forgot it right after we had it. I am like a goldfish, dude. I just move on from one idea to the next and just forget everything else before that.
Well, do we have anything else we really need to discuss or talk about? Or go into?
We never had anything we needed to discuss. This podcast is for fun, dude.
Well, you know what I meant, motherfucker. Why would you be pedantic?
I don't know. I'm just having a good time talking about games.
Well, I'm just trying to get to another topic if there is one.
I watched a thing about a weird nostalgic cartoon movie that I remember from a kid that most people don't know about.
Is it 5-0? 5-0?
No. Oh, 5-0?
5-0.
You mean American Tail? That's not that obscure.
Okay.
Okay. You know the history of the American Tail?
No, I wanted to hear about the other thing.
Well, the other thing was I was going to talk about Animal Olympics, which is a lot more embarrassing.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Animal Olympics?
Nope.
Okay, so I think it was like the 70s or something like that. There was an animation studio that made a big budget, or a big budget for them. Like, obviously, they were not Disney or anything.
Right.
But a movie to tie in with the upcoming Olympics at the time. Because that was when the Olympics were at the height of their popularity, and, like, everyone was tuning into the Olympics and giving a lot of attention to all the drama and stories and everything there.
Right.
Because, you know, the Olympics has not been cool since the Soviet Union collapsed, in my opinion.
I haven't cared about it ever at any point in my life.
Ditto. I mean, there is I think about the Olympics as like an idea. I'm like, that is one of the coolest things that humans do.
Yep.
To a certain extent, but I've never actually cared enough to watch it.
Until you learned about the torch lighting ceremony.
I don't know anything about the torch lighting ceremony, if I'm being honest.
It's always every single Olympics. Because the Olympics are every 4 years, I think, right?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's every 4 years.
I should know this.
Every time they do a torch lighting ceremony, which I think they started, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, they started in 1940s. Or like 1939 maybe. You know, when they did it in Germany.
Uh-huh.
You know that time?
Yeah. That was kind of a historic time.
Yeah. I believe that's when they began, and the idea was, you know, you have the Olympic flame and you carry it from point A to point B, and you have a guy doing it on like a running for it. And here's the thing, it fucks up every single year and is like the worst part every year.
Really?
Every year.
That's a shame because it's such a cool idea because it's like a relay race, but like they're carrying a torch, and the whole point is they're carrying a torch like across the fucking world to get to that destination to light the big fire.
But every
time it fucks up.
Something fucks up. Usually it's like people who are really pissed off that their government spent like billions of dollars to accommodate the Olympics have like thrown water onto the fire. It burns out all the time.
Yeah.
There's a video of a dude who it burnt out, and another guy came and lit it with his lighter. There was one time where they had a giant bowl that they were going to light.
Yeah,
filled with gas. And what they didn't think about was the fact that was hitting the sun all day, and that birds love the sun. So a fuckload of pigeons got into that bird, and then they lit it.
They torched those pigeons.
A shitload of pigeons died.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always been like a really controversial part of the Olympics, and it's never been a part that anybody really needed or wanted, and it just continues as a piece of tradition.
It's cool. I want the tradition to actually work, damn it.
Yeah, but if it fails, what do? You know, that's like the problem. Like, if it fails, you have to like light it with a lighter. You have no other choice.
So, in Animal Olympics, this movie from the 1970s, it was
80s.
Meant to be a What?
It came out in 1980.
Oh, you looked it up?
I did.
Okay, so it was produced in the 70s. It was originally going to be a tie-in with whatever year's Olympics that ended up getting boycotted because of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan at the time.
Okay.
And because the Olympics were boycotted, the movie bombed really hard. Like, they wound up not even having a theatrical release. They did, like, a straight-to-video thing. Everybody forgot about it. And then the animation studio that made it, they went to move on to their next project, which they were planning on using the
Revenue?
Yeah, the revenue of Animal Olympics to fund. And guess what that project was? Fucking Tron. And they ended up getting bailed out by Disney, and then that movie also failed. So yeah, sad story.
I love thinking about Tron. Tron's so stupid.
Tron is fascinating. Like, arguably all 3 Tron movies are low-key really good.
No.
I mean, they have great soundtracks. They're really interesting.
No.
But
I'm not saying no because I disagree with your opinion. You can have your
I've never
opinion.
seen a Tron movie. I'm only like I go to like film critics and like every film critic I'm like this movie is low key really good, but I don't know why they even bothered making it.
Well, you should watch them because I watched the first Tron.
Yeah.
It looks stupid.
It does look stupid, in my opinion.
I will grant there is an inherent problem with Tron and knowing about computers, which is that Tron purports the idea that it knows about computers. However, it knows nothing about computers on any level, and it keeps saying things, and you go, oh, that's not right. That's not even remotely right. What you're doing doesn't make any sense. And it's easy, to be fair, it's easy to, like, kind of ignore that fact, because, like, there's a guy in a computer right now, and, like, he's on a bike, and it's doing the line.
Yeah.
And then he does the other line, and it's like, okay, I get it. Like, it's not supposed to be taken seriously. I'm not trying to. But that's what people in the 90s thought computers were. Or the 2000s, I guess, because it came out in 2001, right? The first one?
I don't remember. It would have come out in the 90s, I think.
I think, yeah, it might have. I don't remember the exact time. I thought it came out in 2001, but
I refuse to look this up.
Same. That might have been Tron 2. I've watched the first one. It's just not that interesting.
Nah.
In all honesty, and not very good. And then Tron 2 came out, and it was kind of the same thing. And then Tron 3 came out, and it was the same thing. And now there's another one with Jared Leto.
I'm pretty sure there's only the 3, because it's just Tron Ares is the third one.
I thought there was a third one, but I don't want to look it up.
Anyway, because I'm not going to fucking watch Tron to prove the point, but no. I do trust that it's a perfect example of, like, a niche audience appeal thing, which means that it never should have gotten the budget they've gotten,
Maybe they know secrets. I don't know.
So Animal Olympics, to return back to that, I don't know why, because it's not that even interesting. Like, basically an early Zootopia thing. Like, you can tell this movie was responsible for creating a lot of furries.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that are responsible for creating furries.
Egyptian mythology?
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny is one of the worst fucking characters ever created. Can I say that?
I guess. What's your argument?
Okay, so she was created specifically for Space Jam.
Yeah.
She is just this, like, random character that does not act like or behave like any of the other Looney Tunes at all.
No, not originally.
Like, she is Poochie. You remember The Simpsons with Itchy and Scratchy, and then they create the new character Poochie, who's like the edgy 90s, like, supposed to be hip and, like, appeal to, like, the modern audiences and stuff?
I don't, but I understand kind of what you're going for.
I mean, it is such a perfect parody of what Lola Bunny actually is, except that came out afterward.
Okay. I don't think of her in that regard, because I didn't care about Space Jam. I just thought that she was attractive when I was a child. So that was my thought.
Very heavily sexualized a cartoon bunny.
Yes, intentionally. It was obvious. However, they have since redone her character, and I don't know if you've ever seen I don't know.
Her character is wildly different in every single Looney Tunes adaptation that she appears in.
Sure. Well, the one that I know about, the one that I've seen, is when she's she's intended to be a ditz. That's the idea. She's supposed to be ditzy.
Yeah, no, I've seen a bit.
She's to a level of ditzy where it's, like, almost criminal.
There are some modern Looney Tune adaptations that I legitimately fucking love. Like, do you remember the Duck Dodgers parody on Cartoon Network for a while?
I vaguely remember it, I think, actually.
Like, there was a Duck Dodgers series, and it was like a Star Trek parody.
Right.
And it was about, Duck Dodgers, the Daffy Duck character that appeared in 2 different classic Looney Tunes shorts. But it's like an extended series where it's like him versus the Martians, and like Marvin the Martian is like the general of the Martian army, and there's like a Martian Queen character who's like new to that series and stuff like that.
That's where the fan theory that he's actually a Martian came from, I think.
I legitimately found that series pretty funny. I also remember, because the one you were talking about was the Lola Bunny, is that kind of like sitcom style one that they did, which I didn't really watch, but I did see some jokes from it, and I remember thinking were pretty fucking funny as well.
I love the one where she's like, "Oh hey," she's calling Bugs in her, she's calling Bugs Bunny on her phone. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Hi Bugs, how are you doing?" And she's like, "Hey, where are you at?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to the street. Oh, hey, actually, I see a guy who looks just like you. I'm about to hit him with my car." Oh, it's so good.
The one I was thinking of is Daffy Duck being a wizard.
Oh, yeah.
Wizard! It's like that over the top 80s metal.
I would have gone with Duck. What's the fuck? I've blanked.
I have no idea.
I've blanked. Oh my god. Danger Goose. Danger Duck.
Danger Duck?
The fuck was his name? He's got like a. It was him
Darkwing
and Flapjack.
Duck?
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck. That series ruled, dude.
It was the coolest shit in the world. It had Flapjack.
That was my Launchpad.
Launchpad the Quack.
That's my favorite era of like Disney animated television. Mm-hmm. Like because I fucking love DuckTales. I love the classic DuckTales series. I loved Darkwing Duck. I love Tailspin.
Dude, yeah, it was perfect. It was every part of that. I loved the Donald Duck and his nephews thing.
Quack Pack.
Yes, I loved Quack Pack as a kid.
Goof Troop. You ever watch that?
I've seen Goof Troop. Yeah.
There is some bizarrely sexualized characters in that show.
I have to show you a meme after this is done. I have to show Ben a meme, everybody.
We're all just talking about weird fucking things that furries get off on.
I have to show you a meme, and you're going to hate it.
Animal Olympics is not that interesting. It's just a collection of shorts that are parodies of like Olympic events with animal characters doing them. And then a lot of like trippy musical sequences. The soundtrack is shockingly fantastic.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've got the meme ready to show you after the record. This is going to be a good time.
All right, do we have anything else to waffle about, or are we going to have to end this one?
We could probably end it now. I don't think there's anything else to really need to go over. Or not need, you know what I mean. Well, I do want to talk about more board games at some point. Oh, I've got Thunder's Edge. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh,
I have the thing.
Okay, well, on next episode of Starting Topic, our starting topic will be Thunder's Edge.
I guess. What I'm currently doing is I have to get new sleeves. And I have to get new others. I have to get sleeves for the bigger cards, and I have to make all the 3D printed stuff I was trying to make for. That's my current set of goals at the moment.
All right, exciting time for us board gamers.
All right, thank you guys for checking us out and watching. Hope you had a good time.
Like, comment, and subscribe. In particular, comment. Those are the most fun. I don't actually care about the likes. I like the comments.
Yeah, comment please. If you would like.
We can have a discussion in the comments.
I mean, if you're at this point, it's probably like our best friends, but still, comment.
And if you're listening on Spotify, rate us 5 stars. Also, just listen to us on Spotify just so you can rate us 5 stars.
Please and thank you. Yeah. All right, bye guys. Have a good night.
Bye listeners. Have a great one.